Welcome to another amazing tutorial. So today I'm going to draft a bustier with yoke. So what we are going to first start with is the shoulder. The shoulder is 15, so that's going to be 7.5. So I'm going to draft it right now. The next one I'm going to take is the armhole depth. The armhole depth I'm going to take now is, because our bust is 44, I'm just going to take 10 inches. So this is 10 inches. Now I'm going to take a straight line just to mark my armhole depth. The next thing I'm going to do now is to measure my bust. My bust is 44, so I'm going to indicate it there. Then I'm also going to take a straight line down. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come down for the shoulder slope. I'm coming down by 1 inches. Yes, by 1 inches. Then I'm marking the neck 4 inches. 4 inches. Yes. Then 4 by 4. Yes. Also the depth to 4. So I'm going to take my ruler. Then I'm going to curve out my neck just this way. Just this way. So the next thing I want to do, I want to come down by, at the tip, I'm going to, please check very by 0.2. 0.2. I'm coming down by 0.2, then I'll join it to the shoulder slope so that it's not going to have sharp edges. That's the reason I came down by 0.2 at the neck part. Then I'm going to now measure my armhole. What is remaining there? 9. So I'm going to divide it into 2. Yeah. Then I'm going to go in by 0.5 inches. Then I'll take a straight line from here, from a slant line. Then I'm going to curve my armhole out so that the armhole area is not going to be puffy. That's the reason for doing this. So it's not going to be puffy. It's going to be very fitted. The next thing I want to do now is to take my bust point. My bust point is 11. Then under bust is 15. I've indicated, and I'll take my ruler and mark a straight line, and also this place. Now I'm going to take my under bust 15, a straight line also. So what now I'm going to take is my nipple to nipple. My nipple to nipple is 3.7, so I'm going to indicate it there. 3.7. It's not up to 4 inches. I'm going to indicate it there. Then I'll take a straight line just like so. So after taking this, my straight line, now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to indicate where I want my yoke to start from. So it depends. Some don't want it to be too deep, so I'm just going to measure what I want to measure now for you to see. Then here too, you can see I want to indicate this my bust points and my under bust. I'm indicating it there. Yes, my bust point and under bust. So now I want to take I'm going to take 1 inches from one side and also 1 inches from the other side of my half under bust. So my bust point, I'm coming down by half inches, and I'm also going up by half inches because I don't want sharp edges by the time I cut my bust. So after that, next thing I want to do is just to curve it out. So you can see this other place, the curving is not going to be like the other place. So I want you to check very well the way I want to place my curve ruler. Can you see that I didn't use the curvy parts? I didn't use the very curvy parts. So I'm just going to take it like so. Do you see? It's not straight and it's not that curvy. So for the other part, for the side circumference, I'm going to be using the curvy parts. So by the time you see how it is, so you can see the difference. You can see the difference between the two. So after, I'll just take a straight line down to my half length. A straight line down to my half length. So this is just to make it very fine, and you don't need to stress at all. So the next thing I want to do now is to indicate my yoke. I want to indicate my yoke. So my yoke, I'm just going to be using 7 and a half for her, because she's not the type that likes to open her chest. So I'm just going to use 7.5 there, and I'll just take my ruler and draw a straight line. After that, then I'll just mark it. I'll draw the line just to meet the up there, so that I'll be able to remove my dart intake. For the fitting, you have to remove your darts. So what I'm going to do next is just to remove half, that's 0.5 from one side and 0.5 from the other side. Also, you can see it. Then I'll just draw a straight, I'll draw the line just to meet the bust point, the ½ inch I went up by my bust point, like so, straight, then like so also. So after doing this, you can see it's coming out beautifully. Yes, you can see everything. The darts there, I'll have to take it back into my armhole. So I'm taking back the 1 inches, because I removed half, so I'm taking it back, because if I didn't remove it, it's going to be short. So then I'm going to curve it back. So that means we are cutting from that side, not from the other parts again. So you can see, hope you're understanding what I'm saying. It's very easy, just pay attention to it very well. There's nothing hard in this thing that we are doing. Yoke with bustier is very, very easy. So the next thing I want to do now, I just take my bust measurements. Then I'm going to take my under bust measurements also. I want to take my under bust measurement. I'm going to explain something to you there. So in this case now, I've already taken my under bust measurement, which is 9.5, because it's 38. So now for me to take it very well, now you first take the tape rule, you measure what you have from here, because I need 9.5. So you have to get over the dart intake for you to get your 9. You have to get over it. Please watch carefully, you understand what I said there. You have to get over it to get your 9 inches. So the same thing also to the half length. You can see the way I place my tape rule. You measure it this way, where it ends, then you continue from the other parts to get your measurements. So after that, you join what you have. So like so. So after doing this, you make sure you join all the things right. Now I want to take my bust dart, because of my client actually, the difference back and front is 1.5 are different. So I'm going to be taking 1.5 from my bust dart. Then I'm going to take my ruler, my curve ruler, and then join it to the bust point. You can see that. So that's a bust dart intake. So it's going to be firmer and more beautiful. So that's just the reason for doing this. So you can see how it's looking. You can see how beautiful this is looking. There's no any magic to it. It's looking beautiful. So if you want to curve this place, if you just want it to curve a little bit, just like a sweetheart, a bit. I want to make my own come a bit. So you just take your curve ruler and just curve it. You can see, just slant it. Everything is your curve ruler, so you really need to get a curve ruler. You can see what I did. So I'm just going to clean my straight line. So you can see how I just dip it a bit. Yeah, because my client is not the type that like to open her chest. So what we're going to do next is to draft the back parts. So it's a very easy thing. So I'm just going to take my shoulder. My shoulder is 15. So I'm going to put it there. Then my armhole depth, I'm using 10. So after taking my armhole depth, I'm going to measure my bust. My bust is 44, that's 11. Then I'm going to draft out my armhole. Yeah, armhole. Yes, I'm driving this one to the bust, so you can see it's forming. So the next thing I want to do now is to measure. You can see that this one is 16. So because I removed 1.5 inches from the first basic body, I have to minus 1.5 inches. So I'm not going to be using the same half length that I use for the front with this one. Do you understand? Remember I said the difference between the back and the front is 1.5. So I've removed it. Now I'm just going to join my arm. Oh, please don't make that mistake. You must always, what you remove from your bust dart, you have to minus it from your back. Yeah, so now I'm going to come down by 1/2 inch here, the shoulder slope. I'm coming up by, then I'm going to also measure 4 my 4 for my neck, and I'll come down by 2 inches. Yes, then I'm going to take my ruler to join everything together. There's nothing hard there. Whatever you remove in your neck, that's what you have to remove, the frontal part and the back, but the depth can be different. So just to make the neck okay and stand, then you come down by 0.2, just not to have a sharp edges by your shoulder while joining your fabric. So after that, then for our zip not to look bulgy, we have to take from this place, we have to just take a 1/2 inches. Yeah, you can see I took 1/2 inches there. So I'm just going to join it so that our zip is going to look very firm. So that's just a zip dart intake. So we have to take that also. You can see we go down, straight down. So after that, you just retake your measurement. My board is 9.5, so I will put it there, 9.5. Then I'm going to add 1 inches for my darts, because I'm going to take my darts from my fabric. So I added 1 more. Then the bust, you retake your bust to my bust is 44. Then you indicate it. Then that's all. You join everything together, and you're good to go. You can cut everything out and start sewing. You can see this is the front, back, and that's the back pattern. Just try this, and thank you. Please follow me.